Jen's, like, I know obviously, you know, you're really busy and there's a million things you could be doing at, you know, 10:30 or whatever time it is on a Friday night or whatever the day of the week it is right now. I don't even know if the rest of the week's. You know, and I just really appreciate it. I know you could be doing a million things besides seeing a, you know, a Cutco demo, so I really, really do appreciate that. Again, I'm not going to do, I know, so give me the background. You have no idea what this is. How do you know Jen, by the way? Okay. I knew she said, I knew she was in the neighborhood, but not exactly the same, you know, street, but, okay, so your kid's babysit over there? Jen's obviously, like, she calls it like she sees it. She's pretty funny. Okay, so did Jen tell you anything about this? You know, she's had it forever. Okay, cool. Do you guys cook? Do you cook always, never, sometimes? Medium amount? You do the grilling? Okay. What kind of stuff do you do? Pretty wide range of stuff. Do you do like chicken, steak, fish, vegetables, a little bit of everything?
Ice cream, yogurt.
Okay. And are we going every night? Are we doing multiple times a day? Are we? Okay, cool. All right, yeah, I just like to get a little feel, you know, a little bit of a feel for what you do. Do you guys entertain a lot?
All the time. Yeah.
All the time. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. I can see obviously entertainment in the kitchen is gorgeous. And then so do you both do the grilling? You do all the grilling?
Pretty much, yeah.
And do you grill only in the summer? Do you grill year round?
We try as much as we can in the fall.
Okay, cool. All right, perfect. Yeah, just like feel free to. Again, thanks just so much for having me. You know, I'm not going to do as much of the presentation-y stuff as I am just going to kind of show you some of the stuff. But the one thing I will tell you about, if it's cool, is just the way that the scholarship thing works that I was talking about on the phone. Is that okay? Okay, cool. So, yeah, like I was saying, every kid who does this job is working for a scholarship. They're definitely not going to get it. There's like over 100,000 kids in the country who sell Cutco. But the way it works is, to keep it as simple as possible, basically each semester Cutco gives out 50 scholarships. So it's just, when I say these are competitive, for the top 50 out of 100,000, it's like one out of every, I don't even know the math, it's like one out of every, 2,500 kids that's doing this that will actually be able to get it. It's extremely tough. I've done this for 3 summers. My first summer, summer job, I'm selling knives. I don't know what the heck is going on. I had a friend who did it, and they told me about it. They said, oh, I make a bunch of money selling knives. It was better than being a waiter, no goals, strictly summer job. Ended up being something I had a decent aptitude for. Ended up selling about like $28,000. It was something I liked doing, and the worst part about the whole presentation, that was like, it was a good part too. In Pennsylvania, I ended up finishing, I think it was like the 4th ranked student in that country for the state of Pennsylvania. But nationally, the top 50 got scholarships. I was 63. It was a heartbreaker. And it was just insane because I knew I was coming back for the next summer, but I just didn't think I'd be able to do enough demos to go after another scholarship. I thought I had I'd seen all of my friends' parents, anyone who was possibly on a lacrosse team with me in my life, and I knew I just didn't think I'd be able to strictly didn't think I'd be able to do enough demos. But what I found was that like my favorite part about this job is I am just constantly meeting tons and tons of cool new people all the time. Obviously, Stephanie is great. She's, like I said, she's one of the funniest people I've met doing this. And I have had plenty of people to say. So when I came back for my second summer, once I got my head around, will I be able to do enough demos? My mom always offered to pay for school for me. She would put me through college, and then I'd be on my own after that. But I was able to say, let the offer stand, just in case. But like, I think I can help contribute to this, through the Cutco thing. And it was really cool. When I came back for my second summer, I ended up selling $48,000, and this time I had finished 21st overall in the country. So I got my picture in the brochure, and what was even cooler than that was in total that summer. I got about $25,000 from Cutco, which I was able to put a bunch of it to school. So, in a way, it's basically for the top 50 students in the nation. These are all what Cutco calls field sales managers, and what Cutco does is Cutco matches half of whatever they sell, and that's income that can be used to put yourself through school. So it's, again, like I said, 63. It was rough, but it's just been an incredible opportunity. I'm just so lucky I got this this piece of paper in the mail and decided to follow through with it because it's been an incredible opportunity. But this is not the kind of thing where you can just show up and run through the motions and leave. Like my roommates want nothing to do with this job. They want to, show up somewhere late, hide in the back, and leave early. And this is not that kind of thing. Like you have to be able to go after. You have to be able to. Best leads in the world. Nobody's going to make the rules for you. And it's funny. Like I know this is going to sound weird, but like my #1 goal here today has nothing to do with selling you Cutco. My #1 goal is honestly, my #1 goal is just that you like me and that you have fun with the presentation. So that way, at the end of the demo, you feel comfortable recommending me to a couple of your friends, just like Stephanie kind of recommended me to you guys. So, and then I'll just show you some of the new stuff and kind of keep it quick. But again, I really appreciate the heck out of it. But the cool thing was, my whole life plan, I got it all figured out plan was, I went to University of Delaware. I was finance accounting double major. I was gonna get my degree, work on Wall Street for a couple of years, get a company to pay for grad school, figure it out after that. That was the rough sketch. But what I found when I graduated, I was interviewing and actually got some good jobs in private equity and I looked a little bit at the venture capital side and some different finance positions. But it was looking like it was going to be a lot longer than I wanted it to be before I got to go back to grad school. So I just said, I've only ever done this for 3 months at a time. I know how to put myself through grad school doing the Cutco thing. I might as well just do this for a year and try and knock out all, and try and, basically be able to put myself through grad school that way. So I came back in December and decided to really just do this, for a year. And it was the best decision I've ever made in my life. It was just after graduating, and the all-time record in the history of the Northeast region, so it's like Maine to Delaware, the all-time record in our region that a college kid, it was a college kid sold in 1 month was $28,000 in 1 month. And just this past December, after I graduated, I ended up selling $43,000. It was awesome. I worked my butt off to do it. But it was incredible. I got 21 grand from Cutco that I'm able to put part of that towards school in December. So it was just really, it's an incredible opportunity. And in January, December, it really started to let me kind of think bigger about it because I saw what was kind of possible if I was really committed to this. And in January, the all-time Northeast region record was 28 grand. The all-time national record was $40,000. And I ended up selling $55,000 in January. I hit February, the all-time national in February was like 34. I sold 42. I'm kicking butt this year. I'm doing a lot of demos. Doing a bunch of demos to do it, but it's just been, it's not monotonous. I'm not doing the same thing. I'm just constantly meeting tons and tons of cool new people, and I really like what I've been able to do. And some people do this for their career. There's a lot of people that do this in trade shows, and there's all these other kind of programs, and even residential. Mostly college kids. The #2 ranked college kid in the country right now. My buddy RJ. He was actually #1 just this past summer. I think he's at like about $60,000 right now for the year. I'm at $210,000 right now for the year. So I'm crushing. I'm absolutely crushing. And everybody all considered in the company I am right now the #1 overall ranked rep in the country. So definitely was happy with my decision to come back in December. And it was cool. We just got back from Connecticut. I got to be recognized with my mom on stage for all of this. And it was just really cool. A lot of the money that she'd be shelling out for school, I was able to have her just be able to put that towards retirement. And it just turned out to be a lot bigger and better of an opportunity than I ever really thought it was going to be. So that's kind of my story with like why I'm doing what I'm doing. Cutco is just like the vehicle, that lets me, that lets me do it. About Cutco, again, you don't know anything about this. This is the best stuff in the world in terms of quality. It's not cheap. I hope that's good news. It's not like a bunch of junk that'll waste your time by any means. But yeah, like I was saying, we just actually finished this insane push period where we actually had just got back from our national conference in San Diego, the only national conference of the year. I set out to sell, to try and sell $70,000 in 2 weeks, and I did not hit it. I learned a lot on the way, but I know that I'm going to be able to do it in July at the next kind of biggest thing. But yeah, that's kind of just my story, why I'm doing what I'm doing, and again, if I play my cards right, I will be able to put myself through school doing the Cutco gig. So, yeah, and you probably know so many of the people who I've seen. I mean, just being in Bryn Mawr, it's everybody knows everybody. I don't know if you know any of these people at all, but these are a bunch of my sponsors and people who bought a bunch of Cutco. Shirley's great. Christine's the queen of Cutco. She could have sold me Cutco. She seriously she literally hides boxes in her closet from her husband that her kids were 13 years old when they get the apartment. It's insane. Barbara bought a lot actually. It's funny. I mean, yeah, but you probably. I would imagine even on Gray's Lane, Emily, Jeanette. How do you know Jeanette? Okay. Yeah, Jeanette. She was there a couple weeks ago. She's obviously great. Yeah, and again, you probably know so many of these people, and like I said, they're all people who have Cutco. Again, this is like I said, it's not cheap. I hope that's good news. It's not a bunch of junk that's going to waste your time. But it's funny, and we'll talk about that at the end. Again, just my whole goal is just that you have fun with this 20 minutes, and that at the end you recommend me to a couple more people. But we'll talk about that at the end. But yeah, so as far as Cutco is concerned, obviously we're talking about cutlery. I don't know if you're very familiar with waterless cookware by any chance. Okay, so do you do like broccoli or asparagus, green beans, something like that often? Okay, so when you're doing broccoli, follow me on this, and you got to pour out that water at the end. How it's that kind of green, murky, cloudy kind of water? It's because you just poured out literally 90% of nutrients that's in the broccoli. The entire reason that you just cook that broccoli, you just pour it down the sink. It's insane. The cool thing about waterless cookware is it's a little bit different. If you're doing broccoli, you just rinse it off in the sink. You put it in here with no water or just a tiny splash of water, and what happens is a vapor seal forms around that top, so it locks in all the moisture. So instead of cooking in a pool of water, food just ends up cooking its own condensation. So it retains 100% of the nutrients, all the flavor, all the color. It's way brighter, it tastes way better. But the main benefit of waterless cookware is that you actually only cook on low. So you're only cooking around 160, and it actually cuts cooking time completely in half. So, and I don't want to get too technical as to why that is, but are you familiar with like all clad? I would imagine, most people who get Cutco cookware had all clad. My mom's actually a caterer. She used all clad forever. It's great. You're not going to hear me say a bad thing about all clad. It's great. If you held a lighter on the bottom of all clad and put your finger on the inside, it's going to be hot. If you put your finger on the outside, it's going to take a long time for that to even get slightly warm. If you put a lighter on the bottom of waterless cookware and you put your finger on the side, it gets warm a lot quicker, and that's just because we use this 3-ply aluminum core, which is really expensive, but it's the best conductor of temperature. So the heat's absorbed by the entire pot. It's as technical as I'm going to get with this demo. You don't need to remember too much about the 3-ply aluminum core. Just know that you only cook on low. It cuts cooking time in half, so you just cook a lot quicker and a lot healthier. So waterless cookware is great. Then we're talking about flatware. It's 1810 flatware, which 1810 is just the highest grade quality of stainless steel. We'll talk about that a little bit. But the way most people, it's awesome. Some of the stuff I sell the most of, because most people I see have Cutco when they get there, have a set of knives. But we'll talk about that. The way most people get their knives is the same way I get my lacrosse equipment. If I need a new titanium lacrosse stick, I go to Competitive Edge. I find my favorite company, which is Warrior, and I get the most expensive titanium stick that Warrior makes. Most people go to Williams-Sonoma and get an expensive set of knives. Most people don't check steel quality or any. Nobody does that. People go to a place they can trust, like Williams-Sonoma, and get an expensive set of knives. So if you walked in there and said, "I need good knives," they would say, "Get Shun, Henckels, or Wustall." It's really top tier, cutlery producers. For like a basic set of shun, do you have some shun? Do you have kind of like a mixed match set I'm seeing over here? I see like a bunch of different things in here. Did you guys just get that over time? Did you buy them in a set? Did you buy them individually? Did you?
Well, we started with a set, but
Okay, cool. Okay, so again, shun's great stuff. Basic set of shun runs $4,300. Not cheap. It's great stuff. Went on sale for $2,800. It's awesome. It's not guaranteed to replace it a couple times, but the quality's great. For like a basic set of Wusthof or ankles, runs like $3,300. Went on sale for $2,000. Again, great stuff. You can replace it a couple times. It's not guaranteed, but it's very high quality. And then cookware is not cheap. Just to let you know, again, if you walked into Sonoma and said, I need good cookware, they'd say no brainer, get all clad. Apparently it's on sale right now. I printed this out last week. A full set of all clads, $5,400. It's on sale right now for $39.99. The main difference between a Cutco and a Wusthof or an all clad or ankles or any of that stuff, Cutco's a lot more expensive to make, just because of the differences in the quality. It's a lot more expensive to manufacture. But when you get, it's a lot more expensive even than Wusthof to make. But when you get that set of Wusthof, that goes from manufacturing in Germany to distribution to shipping to receiving in the U.S. to distribution to warehousing to wholesaling to warehousing to retailing to your kitchen, with a UPS driver in each spot in between. So when you end up getting that $3,000 set of knives, you're paying a lot more for the way the set got to your house than you are for the actual set, if that makes sense. Whereas with Cutco, it's really expensive to make, but it goes from manufacturing in New York to your kitchen. So it's all factory direct with the pricing. So even though it's a lot more expensive to make, the price doesn't end up being outrageous just because it is all factory direct. If this stuff was sold in stores, you'd probably kick me out right now if I told you it would just be insane. As far as the stuff that we make, again, so you can do anything you want in a package. You can do anything you want in a set. You can do anything you want a la carte. The sets and packages are discounted really heavily. So just keep an open mind to the stuff. But again, tell me, I guess, how does this tool feel in your hand? And Mr. Jones, feel pretty good. Like that weight. That's what we call our hand perfect handle. It's actually just designed by this doctor who was creating it for people with arthritis, and they just found out it was like the perfect handle for everybody. If you can tell me what that handle is made out of, then that is actually your knife for free. And I had to give it away for like the first time ever last week for San Diego, and I couldn't believe it. But yeah, it's plastic. Come on, you give it nothing out. Unlimited guesses though. A little bit lighter weight than a stone. This one. It's actually the coolest stuff in the world. It's this stuff called thermoresin, which I know is your next guess. You don't think you know what it is, but it's the same stuff that's used in pool balls and professional football helmets and bowling balls and things like that. So I always say, when was the last time you saw two football players collide in the field, their helmets just went exploding everywhere? Or when was the last time you saw two pool balls just shatter? It doesn't happen. This stuff's indestructible. Whereas, would you mind, Mr. Jones, would you mind grabbing for me what's your best straight edge and straight edge knife? I'm going to grab this for you real quick. And then if there's like a steak knife, just like that, huh? Get the shot. And you have a little plastic cutting board we can use, by the way?
yeah, we should.
This is what you use as a steak knife, right? Yeah. Like at the table. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. Bring it back up. See, whereas with plastic handles, like you're going to see on Wusthof and shun, these stuff, they do chip and crack and break and all that. And they're also somewhat porous. When you put them in the dishwasher, water gets in there, they kind of get gross after a while. Thermoresin is, for what you're going to do in the kitchen, indestructible. It's not going to chip, crack, or break or anything like that. It's also totally non-porous, which means that it can never absorb a drop of water. It's the most sanitary thing you could possibly use to make a knife handle out of. and everything we make is dishwasher safe, which is really, really cool. It's very low maintenance. The reason why people love, Sean and Woodstock is because they use really, really strong steel. They use 420A steel. It's really strong. It's really expensive to use, and that's really what gives them their quality. Cutco uses 440A US-made steel. All you need to know about that is it's the strongest steel that exists in the universal tool, period. There's not a sword in Japan or a knife in the world with steel stronger than 440A US made. So, fun part, we're going to do a little cutting test real quick. And I'm just going to have you try. Long story short, like people like a straight edge, people like a straight edge, like the bread knife, like your Woodstock bread knife, because it's more effective for cutting. You're obviously going to cut through quicker with a serrated edge. The reason why you don't use your bread knife on like a roast is because it rips and tears at food. You would never serve people meat cut with your bread knife. That's where you use, a straight edge knife, like your shun piece. But the thing is, with a straight, that's where you get that clean cut, but they're just not very effective for carving. If you're doing like a turkey, you're going to be cutting all day. So if you get this effective cut that's not clean, or this clean cut that's not effective, having said that, a little cutting test real quick. I'm going to try your straight edge knife first. It's taking you forever. You don't have to go through all the way, but you don't have to go through all the way. But you see how it is like a totally clean cut? It's not like we're just shredding that rope. Now I'm gonna have you try your serrated edge, and no, I don't want any strength change. I don't want Mr. Jones pushing down. Same thing. I'm gonna have you try the serrated edge and see how that works out for you. Okay, so obviously more effective. That's why you don't serve people food cup with a straight edge knife. It rips and tears at the root. Now I'm gonna have you try. You say you guys do like chicken, steak, that kind of stuff. All right, I'm gonna have you try then a hearty slicer. This is for like the toughest stuff. This would be for like squash or cantaloupe or pineapple. It's also like anything you do on a grill. If you're ordering a chicken or you're carving a steak, or you're doing like rib. Yeah, this is like. Let me have you give this a try and see how that works out for you. Is that not insane? Look at the cut that it makes, though. You see how it's that totally clean cut? By all logical accounts, this is a serrated edge knife, right? By all logical accounts, serrated edge knife. It's actually completely different, and this is like the reason why everybody gets Cutco. A serrated edge like this is a saw. It's the points that do all the cutting, and it just, and that's why it ends up ripping or tearing at food. It's the points that do all the cutting. What's going on with our knife is it's actually 3 edges in between each 2 points that do all the cutting. So it's 3 straight edges in between each 2 points. So what that means is that the points on this knife do none of the cutting. So every time you get down to the cutting board or the blade of the bone, whatever causes the knife to dull, it's only those points that can absorb that impact. So the edges in between the points that are doing all the cutting can only touch the food you're supposed to come in contact with. So it just stays sharp for a whole lot longer. Again, the main benefit, you have the effectiveness of a straight edge, the clean cut of a straight edge. You can use it on meat. It's basically just the best of both worlds in terms of having the benefits of a serrated edge, straight edge. Especially if you do a lot of meat, that's like really one of the main reasons why everybody gets Cutco. But again, like if I was to tell you that this was like a $5,000 set of knives, what kind of guarantee would you expect that to come with? Lifetime guarantee, right? Do you know anything that has a lifetime guarantee? If we really sat here and brainstormed, we think like 2 or 3 things. Somebody told me the other week that my LL Bean bag gear is guaranteed for a lifetime. For certain tools, every now and then people tell me the windows, but like not much. As far as kitchen, nothing like this. The coolest thing about, I always say, have you seen the waterproof iPhone manufactured by Apple? It would be nice if that existed. There's a really good reason why why they don't make a waterproof iPhone. It wouldn't be the most expensive thing in the world for them to make. It's really not an insane technology. Waterproof knife, it's not very hard to do, but my mom's replaced her iPhone now 3 times from water damage since she got her first iPhone, a few years ago. That's what makes money to replace slice it and run through apple care really quick and have to buy it. So if there's one thing you want to hear from me today, the coolest thing about Cutco is every single thing that we make is not guaranteed for a lifetime. It's guaranteed forever. Forever. It's just a one and done kind of a deal. The whole presentation in 10 seconds is the average person replaces their set of cutlery 4 times in their life, their set of cookware 3 times in their life, their set of flatware twice. You can pretty much buy stupid random kitchen gadgets every single month. I just tell people, just be done with getting this kitchen stuff over and over and over again. Like, you're gonna spend the money anyway to not have as high quality stuff as Cutco. Again, if you just do dinner usually and breakfast every now and then, if you're gonna use this stuff in your kitchen more than, Novak Djokovic is gonna use his tennis racket for the rest of his life. We're not talking about something you're using every now and then. I know Stephanie said because I think she said that her friends play tennis with you too. So I used to use the Tiger Woods example. I've had to change that one up. But if you just do, we're not talking about something you're going to use every now and then. This is literally every single day. 2, 3, 5 times a day for the next 20, 30, 40 years. Again, it is the highest quality stuff because it's factory direct. It is the best deal. And the whole college thing is great, but the real reason why everybody gets this stuff is because it's the last time you have to get anything from the kitchen ever again. Literally, if a tip cracks off on a steak knife, if there's a scratch in your cookware and you said you wanted a new piece 20 years from now, they'd replace it for you. If you drop a piece of flour down the garbage disposal and it gets destroyed, it's replaced for free. So it's seriously just impossible to replace. Anything chips, cracks, breaks, or melts, it's replaced for free. So it's just literally the last time you have to get anything from the kitchen ever again. Now that you've seen the product and heard the guarantee, I'll just show you a couple different sets that we have, and we'll go from there. So the way I normally break it down, and again, obviously made in America. The way I normally break it down is we have 3 sets. We have a set for Blue Cook because they like to cook. This would be like our complete set. This would be, this would be Elizabeth's set, This would be Sarah's set. This would be, this is not Bruce's. This would be Sarah's set. It's like, I'll tell you right now, I don't know, you're probably not going to get this set. You would get this set if you cook because you like, you would only get this set if you cook because you really like to cook, or if you just really like nice things. It's our best set. It's not right for everybody. Maybe it's right for you, maybe it's not, we'll see. Then we have a set for Blue Cook because they like to cook, but kind of have to cook. This would be like our medium set. Very, very popular set. It's not going to come with everything, but it's really, really solid set. This would be Nancy's set. This would be Allie's set. This would be Allie's husband's set. This is a great set. And then we have a set for Blue Cook because they have to cook and or hate to cook. This would be like our starter basic set. A lot of people get it for a beach house or a second home. A lot of people get it for the kitchen too. It's just like it's our starter set. So I'll just show you. I'll show you Allie's set. I'll show you the medium set real quick, and then tell you a couple of the differences between them. Again, these are all prepackaged practical sets. So obviously, I'm not going to sit here and walk you through every single knife one at a time. I'll show you a couple of the highlights that are from the set. In any good set of knives, there's a couple tools you have to have. First off is a good paring knife. I don't need to tell you what a paring knife is used for. You're going to use that for paring an apple, but you wouldn't use it for slicing an apple. That's where you're going to use the 4-inch paring knife. But the 4-inch paring knife comes in the complete set, but it's not in the smaller basic sets. So that's why a lot of people do have the complete set, just because it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So again, you're not in a complete set, you're not going to use every knife every day, by no means. But you will use it. And again, it's a complete set. Next on your set, again, I'm not a gourmet chef just because I have all this stuff, but I do use this all the time. Spatula spreader. This thing's awesome. Really flexible blade. It's just really like the bottom of the peanut butter, mayonnaise, cream cheese, whatever it is, out of the jar, dipping your knuckles in there, spreading on the sandwich, turning, cutting with the same edge that's on that hearty slicer. Best bagel tool in the world. I sold 8 of these to Manhattan Bagel my first summer. It's just again, I don't cook a ton. I use this one for a pretty cool tool that I use for everything. And mine's engraved, so I say, you can see my favorite basketball team is the Spurs. Next tool in your set would be the hearty slicer. Again, hearty slicer. This is like the toughest stuff. You know, you're gonna love this one. Obviously, this is what you use for spare ribs, or if you're sectioning a pork loin, or if you're carving steak, or ordering a chicken. But you know, pineapple, squash, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, you can do anything you want a la carte. You can do anything in a set. You know, go over all of the pricing obviously at the end on whatever's best for you. But you know, something that might cost it's just going to be discounted, discounted in the set. So show you all your options. Next tool in your set. This would be Stephanie's favorite tool in her set. Petit Santoco. This one's awesome. You can use this for dicing the way you would with like a big chef knife, but it's obviously a much smaller knife. So just as a utility tool, you can use it for a lot more stuff. So it can be your main dicing knife, but also if you're doing a grapefruit or an orange, you can use it for like everything. Really lightweight, so much different from a hearty slicer. Yeah, Stephanie's favorite tool. Next tool in the set, everybody looks at this like, what the heck is that? It's the cheese knife. You know when you cut into a cheese block and get stuck halfway through every time? This just has these holes for red snipping. So you always cut through all the way, right? Third hole's a bottle opener. It's kind of your total hors d'oeuvres knife. My roommate's supposed to use a piece of Cutco right there. And I had somebody the other day tell me it was the bubble blowing knife. I thought that was hilarious. But I don't want to get too technical. It's just seriously someone cracking a Cutco joke on me and a demo. Like, it's hilarious. But I don't want to get too technical. That has our micro double the edge. If you look, it's like twice as fine as the regular edge. So that's something, like, so my mom will use that for anything she slices really thin. She'll go get tomato, she'll go cheese knife, so it's a really, really cool tool. Last part of the set, everybody's favorite part of the set, are the Cutco shears. You know, they're incredible. We use them for paper plastic, cutting fat off chicken, everything. But tell me, do you guys enjoy a nice bottle of wine every now and then? Well, then you would know that one tricky scenario is you have that bottle opener or that corkscrew to get that wine open. But if you're the proud owner of the Cutco shears and the wealthy owner of the penny, then that is never an issue for you, of course. As a big group bottle openers for whenever you need some Cutco shears. Not defacing over property. Pennies can also work reducing their worth. You're actually helping the economy with every penny you remove from circulation. You just plop it in, plop it out. The wine would be served. So really strong stitch shears, just great at everything. And last part again. So this is what you would use as like a steak knife right here. Okay, so. You know that kind of helicopter effect when everyone's cutting your steak at the same time and the drinks are shaking back and forth and like the whole table's rocking? It's because you have to saw a steak. Like, tenderest steak in the world that I know you're grilling, Mr. Jones. It's not salmon. You can't press down with a fork. You gotta saw a little bit. So I'm gonna have you try this like last little cutting test real quick. So these are our table knives. So we don't call these steak knives just because you can use them for everything. This is like waffles at breakfast to chicken to steak, like everything. You know, especially with your kids being young. The reason why you don't want to give them, you know, maybe this steak knife, it's not the sharpest of the knife, it's the tip that's the concern. Cool thing with the table knives, they all these round tips, perfect storage tool for kids to learn how to use. We do make like steak knives and stuff too, but table knives are great. You're going to use it for everything they come in the set. I'm going to have you try with your steak knife just to cut this leather. No sawing allowed, just press down as hard as you can and see how that works out for you. It's leather, it's not going to work. Try and saw just to get a little feel for it. It's tough, but it'll work. Now I'm going to have you try a table knife and see how that works out for you. Same exact thing. Whoa! Insane. I've only been cut once and it was a mess. Again, so you don't have to, it's literally like you just press down. It's insane. Like you don't even need a fork when you're cutting steak with these things. They're incredible. Yeah, of course you can try that. You can maybe, of course you can. Nuts. And we do make like steak knives, but this is what you use for like everything. This is like, again, waffle. You always got half of these in the dishwasher. This is waffles. If you want to get your Montana game on, Mr. Jones, I'm sure he could use that steak. But again, so this is the medium set right here. This is the basic set. So it's like your carving set, bread knife, and the small knives. The medium set is the basic set. It also has the hearty slicer, Petit Santoco, cheese knife, and the shears. And the complete set is just the medium set. It also has that orange paring knife, like I was showing you earlier. It also comes with a boning knife for like chicken, or if you ever do rack and lamb, it's perfect. You know, if you ever do London broil, anything with sliced really thin meat-wise. It's also going to come with, you guys said you do fish a lot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like my mom's her thing. She'll get like we do salmon like 3 nights a week in my house. She'll get like a pound of Scottish salmon from the fat end at like Hills and the Farmers Market in Wayne. And her favorite knife, she'll pull out the salmon knife. This is for like separating fillets or for taking the scales off the bottom. You're not like cutting with this. You're kind of just gliding. You're kind of delicate stuff like fish. If you don't do fish, you'll never use it. If you do fish, you'll use it all the time. And it's going to also come with like a cleaver for grilling and barbecuing, and like a Chinese vegetable knife just for fine dicing. So again, those are the 3 sets. Again, like a basic set of Sean or Wusthof or ankles. Basic set of Sean's $4,300, went on sale for $28. Basic set of Wustof's $3,300, went on sale for $2,000. Cutco, like I was saying, it is a lot more expensive to make. And our complete set, which has twice as many knives as those basic sets, and it's guaranteed forever, versus not being guaranteed. It's actually cheaper than those sets by a lot. Our complete set is $22.49. Our medium set is $15.99, and our basic set is $10.49. And everything we do is put on a 5-pay, so that means you just put down 1/5 just as a deposit, and there's no interest. You don't have to like make payments or anything like that. You just see on the, you just see on like the 9th of each month, 1/5 automatically off the card. So again, that's like the difference between the sets. Again, the flatware is gorgeous. It's 1810 stainless, and you know how you have that like holiday flatware that's silver. The sterling about 4 times a year for special occasions. You use it 4 times a year. 1810 is pretty much, whether it's made by Cutco or anybody else for that matter, it's pretty much like having holiday flatware for every day of the year. It is obviously, it's gorgeous. It works really well. This is the same exact thing as the table knives we did the with. But again, in stores, 1810, you can see it usually in the range of maybe like in between $100 and $200 a setting. Cutco's less than $100 a setting. Full service for 12 is a little bit less than $1,200. Comes with some serving pieces and stuff for free. Or not, but comes with some serving pieces and stuff for free for you guys. Some of the stuff I sell the most of, because most people I see have have a set of Cutco before I get there. And again, the cookware is insane. My mom, again, she's a caterer. She loves Cutco knives. She'll tell you it's not even close to the best stuff that we make is the cookware. Again, like all that we printed out here, full set of all clads, $5,400. If you've seen the lower quality stuff, like for like a full set of like Calphalon or KitchenAid, that's usually between like $1,500 and $2,500. If you've seen the ceramic stuff ever, the lock-through set, have you seen that? It's like they're like colorful. It looks really cool. It's like heavy. It's good stuff. You see that in between like $1,800 and $2,800 for the full set. Again, Cutco, if it was sold in stores, we priced probably close to where All Cut is. I don't know exactly what we priced about where All Cut is. It's $18.99, and everything we do on a 5-pay deposit's around $380. Whatever that 1/5 number is. This is the standard set. Our complete set's the standard set and the add-ons. If you do more than a lobster, the stock pot's great. My mom's favorite piece is the wok. It's like a much bigger piece. You can do everything in it. And the grills are great for like breakfast stuff. Double grill particularly. It's really heavy. You can put tinfoil on it and do steaks, or you can use it across 2 burners or do pancakes. It's really versatile. And then even to one smaller set, which is just a couple fry pans, a couple saucepans, skillet, and a Dutch oven. It's like $14.59, something like that. The deposit's around $290. Something like that. And again, they do all 3 sets. And then the last stuff you just get into is the different gadgets and stuff. They do gardening tools. They do just all the stuff that you're going to buy over and over again in the drawer anyway. People don't hate their pizza cutter, they hate cleaning it. This thing pops out, it's the easiest thing to clean in the world. All this stuff, your serving pieces, all this kind of stuff. But when you're combining cutlery and or flatware and or cookware, it counts as a package, gets discounted again, and it comes with most of the stuff just totally for free. So just so you know all your options, I'm just going to show you some of the packages that we do, and and then we'll go from there. That sounds cool. So Again, the first package is just our basic kitchen package. It comes with our complete set, and these are all customizable. It's whatever you think you get the most value out of. But package 1 is just our complete set with service for 12 on the flatware. It's not going to come with cookware, but you're getting the knives, you're getting the flatware. It comes with a bunch of those kitchen gadgets for free. It's $3,400. The deposit's around like $680, $690. Again, great start to Cutco. You're going to have a lot, and you're not going to have cookware, but it's definitely a great start. That's our basic kitchen package. Our standard kitchen package would just be complete set with the cutlery, service for 12 on the flatware, and then our standard set of the cookware. It's not going to go with complete everything, but it's like the standard set. It's $18.99. Standard package $57.50. Deposits around like $11.75. And again, also great start in like outfitting your kitchen. It's just nice when you have everything consolidated in Cutco. Your whole kitchen's guaranteed forever. Again, you don't have to buy a thing for the rest. If anything happens, it's replaced for free. It's just really nice when you have it all consolidated. And again, I'm not going to tell you that your shun and stuff is bad. It's not. But you are going to replace it eventually. You're going to spend the money anyway. Our basic kitchen package is one of the most popular, and standard kitchen package is one of the most popular ones that we do. And then our accomplished kitchen package this is probably our best deal. This is a complete set of the cutlery, service for 12 on the flatware, a complete set of the cookware, and with everything wrong with those gadgets that we went through, most of them for free. It's $7,200. The deposit's around a little bit less than $1,500, $1,250. And that's the Cutco kitchen. That's having your cookware, your cutlery, your flatware, your Cutco. You won't ever have to buy anything in the kitchen ever again. Some people get more than service for 12 with flatware. Some people do 16, some people do 24. That's essentially everything you're going to need for the kitchen. And then lastly, the best deal we make. I know Stephanie and Mr. Snyder. I know they like to hunt and fish. The best package is really basically called the Blue Book Special. It's going to be the complete set. It's the same thing as the last package with like everything in the kitchen. Kitchen package kind of complete, except it comes with everything else that we make at a crazy discount. So it comes with the deluxe steak knife set. So these are the deluxe steak knives. These are like the if you go to Ruth's Chris or Capital Grill or Morton's, they're not going to give you the table knife. They're not even going to give you the steak knives that you guys have. They're going to give you like a restaurant style steak knives. So these are deluxe steak knives. And then it comes with like all of this other, the outdoor stuff at a very discounted percentage for what it costs at full retail, and it still comes with all those gadgets and everything totally for free. It's $10.20. It's $10,250. Deposit is basically $2K, and that's basically having everything for your kitchen, having the deluxe steak knives, having all the outdoor stuff. You're set on anything that has a blade on it for the rest of your life. This is like this is the Blue Book Special. So. Again, if you're looking at your kitchen for what you guys do cooking, what do you think would be, what package do you think you guys would get the most value out of? Do you not think you'd use the flatware? Do you think that you think you can get by without it? Because I'll be the first one to tell you, you can get by without it. You don't need Cutco flatware. It's just that once you use it and you're used to using everyday flatware that cuts as well as stabilize it with that leather, like you would never not use it again after you've used it. But you can get by without it. You definitely don't need it. It does make things convenient enough where after you've used it, you would never not want to have it. And the whole thing is just that you're getting it at a discounted rate where because you're doing the other stuff. It's the best deal you ever will get on flatware because you're getting it with everything else. Again, do whatever you think you can get the most value out of. But do you guys do hunting and fishing and stuff, or do you not? Not really. Okay. So again, basically, this is the perfect stuff for a gift. If you're doing the deluxe accomplished kitchen package, you knock out all the gifts for your brother. Yeah, the deluxe. What do you guys think about the deluxe steak knives? They're all, I'm not a gourmet cook, but I'd say my roommates go spend $11 a week to go. I just go to grocery store, get a flight for $6.50. I use the deluxe steak knife every night. But okay, so do you think you guys do you want to knock out the presents and just get it all? Do you want to start with, the accomplished package. Right? I mean, what do you think you get most? You can. Is there customized? Yeah, you're still going to get the discounted rate. Would you do it all with getting the gifts for your brother, just without the flatware? The way we would discount it would probably be about $8,000. You put down, you're probably like 2,700, something like that. No. You put down like 1,700, and again, you don't have to like make any payments. You just seal tonight, the next month, 1,700. So. It's not going to the small side. So if you wanted to or not want to do, you have to figure it out. So you'd be doing complete, so you'd be grabbing the knives, you'd be grabbing the whole set of the cookware, you'd be getting, how much, you just want to get a couple, Okay, cool. So, so you got the net positive, you'd be like $1,300. You're going to have all cookware, you're going to have knives. If you want to do flour later, you just want to start with that. Okay, perfect, awesome. Do you guys like the black or the white? You like the white this to the top. I mean, you can obviously do both. You can have the white and the black kitchen, have like a wood grain. Absolutely. Pretend I walk through the prices with that. Okay, well, and the only other thing is which block color do you think would be better? Do you like the honey or the cherry? Okay, cool, awesome. How'd you like the presentation? Yes, sir. Just whatever we got. Just whatever kind of card we use. So everything was all right though. Cool. Awesome. Awesome. So there's only one more important part of the presentation, and here's where you can really help me out. Like I was telling you, took the words right out of my mouth, Mr. Jensen. Like I was telling you earlier, I get paid every time I show somebody Cutco, but I can only show Cutco to people who I know or to people I personally recommend it to. So what I'm going to have you do, just while I'm cleaning up, I'm just writing all this up, I'm just going to recommend me to like 300 or 400 of your friends. No, I'm just kidding, like 500 or 600 of your friends. No, I'm just kidding, but it's not people who like love to cook, just people who appreciate quality stuff. And anyone who's a really great networker, anyone who gets up like a beach house or something like that. Okay. And here's the thing: like, you can do that route, and that's fine. What I've found though, like I've done this now for 3 years. Ultimately, the reason why we do it this way is ultimately, best case scenario, you recommend one person or two. It's gonna, obviously you're busy. It's gonna be the last thing that stays on your mind. The whole thing is it means the world to me, and it's honestly after you do it, it really doesn't end up being that big of a deal for you guys. Like half of them are gonna end up buying this stuff for me anyway. You're not recommending them to like a cruise information session. You're recommending them to a college kid put himself through, the guy put himself through grad school. They know the Cutco gig. You're gonna buy this stuff from some neighborhood kid anyway. I'm gonna get this scholarship. Like, let them buy it for me. They're gonna get it anyway. So it's not people who love to cook, and it's not people who just it's just who are the coolest people who's definitely getting this stuff first of all. Who knows everybody. Even if it's not as many as as Stephanie did, as if you can see Stephanie's list, even if it's not as many as Stephanie did, just as many as you can would be great. I really do appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, just do as many as you can. It was damn it, read it. She got the 20. No pliers though, no pliers. That's bomb. That's bomb. That's bomb. They all live in Jersey. Cool. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. That's the